Hello and welcome to our Hercules and the 12 Labors playthrough. This is playthrough number 4 here in this little series. I am having such a fun time. I think I mentioned that last time in our previous playthrough episode. So we're going to go ahead and get started, and we're going to play this on normal mode here, which is going to be starting off with 4 dice. We're of course going to have our first labor come out here, which is going to be the lion. You can watch the other playthroughs if you want a little bit more detail on how things are kind of functioning throughout the game. Of course, we have our bow of Hercules, and then we're going to go ahead and flip over our mood before I forget. We are going to have a +1 to all of our die. Dang, okay. I think we've got that quite often here on either the first or second labor. So the first labor here is the lion. It's going to start off with a 6 health, and we need to attack it with a 5 or a 6, and this is going to make it a lot easier for us, honestly, at the very beginning. So we have 3 6s and then a 1. That does convert into a 2, which actually isn't as nice. So we're going to be able to do 3 damage here. So it's going to go from 6 down to 3. And then on its turn, it's going to go ahead and land on a heart, which means we lose 1 spirit here. And then we get to go ahead and roll again. So that was a great start. So this 4 goes into a 5, 2 to a 3, 5 to a 6, and then 2 to a 3 as well. So we have at least 2 hits right here. And there's nothing else we can do with these 2 3s. So we're going to drop down from a 3 to a 1. And then on its turn, it's going to attack us once again. And now we just have 1 damage to do, which we could do without even having to do the +1s on there. So we're going to go ahead and do that and take out our lion over here on our first labor. That was nice and easy. So we can see we get the hide now here. So we get to increase our health by 2. So we're going to be back at our max. Now we got that new skill here that we can turn a 3 into a 6 or a 6 into a 3. And then we can use one of our dice to do a defense. Now let me go ahead and switch out this labor. So we're going to go ahead and finish up that shuffle here. And let's go ahead and flip out and see what that new one is. -1 to all dice. So our next labor is going to be Hydra. Now Hydra has a health of 6. And this one does need a 6 to go ahead and do damage. So this is actually going to be a pretty big negative. Obviously, if we get a 3, we're going to be able to go ahead and turn it into a 6, which will be nice. Let's go ahead and do our roll. All right, so let's minus all these. Obviously, it's a max or a minimum of 1. So this 2 goes into a 1. This 5 goes to a 4, and this 4 goes to a 3. So we can go ahead and change this 3 into a 6. And then what we can also do is we can go ahead and give up a heart, and we can increase this 1 to a 6 because this square over here gives us that +-. So that's always really nice. So we're going to be able to do 2 damage. These 2 I can't do anything with except for blocking. So I'm going to go ahead and block because we're going to get hit one time, but we're going to go ahead and block it. So it's going to drop this down to 4. And then on its turn, it's going to attack, but we get to do defense. And then this goes back up to 5 because of this little icon here. It gets to heal. So we're going to go ahead and do that and do our next roll. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this next roll here for us. All right, so the 6 goes into a 5. That's not great. 5 to a 4, 3 to a 2, and then 1 is the minimum there. So that makes this a really hard turn for us. So we can turn this 5 into a 6. We're going to have to give up our health again. And then we're going to have to do some defending here. And that's all we can do. There's nothing else. So this is going to go down to a 4, but then on its turn, it's going to go back up to a 5. So that was essentially a break even there for us. And it doesn't attack us because I did have a card on the defense there. All right, so the 6 goes into a 5. And this 2 goes to a 1. This 3 goes to a 2, which is what we didn't need. And this 4 goes to a 3. So that's good. Okay, so we can turn this 3 into a 6. And then this 5 into a 6. So we got to go down on our health. And then we're going to do some defending here. So this is going to be a tough game here for us because every round it's going to go back up 1. And so it's going to go back to 4. Next round it goes up twice. And I did defend against it. But with this -1, I can only ever, at best, attack it twice. So this is going to be a hard game. All right, so this 3 goes down to a 2, 5 to a 4, 4 to a 3, so that's good. And then a 1 is the max there. So this 3 we're going to turn into a 6. This 1 we can turn into a 6. But I do have to take a health damage. And then we can defend, but there's no reason to because this is going to go back up 2 in its health. So from here, we're going to attack it. It's going to go down to 2. But then here on its turn, it's going to heal 2. So that was quite literally a break even there. Man, this is going to be a tough game here. And this is only a first round. So this 4 to a 3, which is good. This 2 to a 1, and then the other ones are 1s. So we're going to turn this 3 into a 6. We're going to turn this 1 into a 6. And then we're going to have to lose a health here. And then we can go ahead and now defend again because the next turn it will attack. So we're going to turn this 4 into a 2. And then on its turn, it's going to attack, which we could defend. And then this goes back up to a 3. Holy smokes. Oh, man. We just need the right dice rolls every turn. Yeah, otherwise we have to attack it twice every turn. Otherwise, we're going to lose this. So this 2 to a 1, this 3 to a 2, 2 to a 1, and 2 to a 1. All right, well, yeah, because if we can only attack it 1 time, it's going to go down to 2. Maybe we have enough. We can take 1 more turn to only attack once. So this is going to go from a 1 to a 6. Let's take a health. And then I get to go ahead and defend. And I can't do anything with these 2 because I already used up the square over here. And okay, so we're going to attack. So it's going to go down to a 2. And then on its turn, it's going to heal. And then I get to go ahead and defend. So we're still at 3. All right. All right, so 1 is the minimum. So 3 to a 2, a 5 to a 4, and a 2 to a 1. And let's see here. So I drop that down to a 2, and then it heals to a 3. And then there's going to be no way for us to win. Yeah, because I can't, yeah, there's no way for us to win. I lose on our second. Dang, that's going to be really tough. Yeah, there's nothing else I can do here because even if I'll just play it out just to kind of showcase. So I'll do a 1 to a 6, go down here. I can attack once and I can defend right over here. So this goes down to 2, but then it goes back up to 3. And even if I rolled, there's no perfect roll here because any 6s go down 1, so they automatically become 5. And even if I get one of the 3s, I can turn it into a 6. And then I can turn a 1 or a 5 into a 6. But that's all I can do. I can just do these 1 time each. So I can only attack twice. So I effectively lose, right? So I'll just showcase. Yeah, there's nothing here I can do. I'm just going to do another round here on the same video because it's that quick. But I just want to showcase. So that goes down. I'm just going to move all these down. So even in a perfect roll, there was nothing else I could do. But even this was just garbage roll anyways, right? I could turn this into a 6, but there's nothing I can do here, which means at best I can turn this down to a 2 by doing this. And then on its turn, I lose the game, which I think is our quickest loss ever. But what I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm going to do a quick reset because we're so early in this game that we can just do a quick reset and then have the game start over because of that. So technically, this is still going to be our 4th playthrough, but our 5th game here on video. So we're going to go and increase our health back up, and we're going to start over. Alrighty. Thanks for joining me on this adventure. And that's what the moods can do sometimes to you. I mean, we just didn't have pretty much anything. Like, I think that -1 on that second labor is the worst mood you can possibly get. Now, we could have still won, which is what I like. We just didn't get the right dice rolls to make that a reality. And that happens sometimes, and that's totally okay. But instead of just ending the video, I'm going to go ahead and just start over. So let's bring out our line again. We're going to start, of course, with our 4 dice. And let's see what mood we're in here. Okay, so the first mood, we're going to go ahead and lose 2 health. And we're going to have a health of 6. And that's funny, too, because the line was so quick and easy that we almost got, like, just pulled right back in the second monster. All right, let's go ahead and get started here. Let's go ahead and do our roll. All right, so 6s and 5s. So there's nothing else we can do with... Oh, I just bumped my microphone, so let me just reset what I was saying. So there's nothing else we can do with these 3s and 2s, because even if we increase or decrease, it's not going to be enough. So this is going to go down to 5. And then on its turn, it's going to hit us with 1 attack. And now we roll again. Okay, we got lots of 2s here today. So we could change this 1 into a 6. Go ahead and take a heart damage. So we're going to go ahead and attack. So this is going to drop down to 4. And then on its turn, it's going to go ahead and attack us. And now we roll. Man, such a different game now. We could take this 1 into a 6 again. We do have to take a damage. And then it's going to drop this down to 3. And now on its turn, it's going to go back up to 4 because it's going to heal. And now we go again. Don't tell me we're going to lose on the lion. I can't do that. Okay, so we got a 6 here. And we could take this 1 and turn this into a 6. We're going to take so much damage here. Oh my gosh. Okay, so it's going to go down from 4 to 2. And then now on its turn, we take 2 hits. And we have to win. Otherwise, we're going to lose again. I don't want to lose again. All right, there we go. Ooh, that was a close one. I'm not liking that. We took so much damage on this first round. I don't think I've ever taken that much damage on our first round, but we will see. So we're going to heal twice. 1, 2 from over here. Let's go ahead and change our mood and see what we get now with Hydra. So we're back where we were from that last round. Let's see if we can make it through. Man, we took so much damage. So much. Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, right, after we defeated the lion and then got our healing, we were back up to the very top. So, but we had to do what we had to do to survive. Okay, so we got Hydra. We got our 6 here again. And then we have to have a 6 to deal damage. And our mood is going to be +1 to all of our dice roll. That is the exact one we wanted to see. That is perfect. All right, so we got 2 6s. We got a 1 that goes to a 2, and then a 4 that goes to a 5. All right, so we can attack twice here. I'm going to go ahead and turn this 5 into a 6 by giving up a heart. I don't want to have what we did last time show back up. And I'm going to take this 2 and do that defense for us. So we're going to go from 6 to 3 on its health, and then on its turn, it's going to attack, but we get to defend. And this goes back up to 4 because it gets to heal once. All right. So this 4 goes to a 5, 5 to a 6, a 1 to a 2, and a 1 to a 2. Okay, so we have a 6 here. And then we can turn this 5 into a 6, giving up a heart. And then we can go some defense. All right, so that is going to be 2 attacks. So it's going to drop it down to 2. And then on its turn, it's going to attack. We get to defend, and it goes back up to 3. But I'm feeling way better on this round than the last one. That was terrible. Oh, nice. Okay. I think we just won. So 4 to 5. And then the 6s stay at max, which, yes, we go ahead and win. Oh, so much better. I'm glad we were enraged. I was enraged. I was so enraged for having lost that quickly in our first round. Oh, my gosh. All right, so in this winnings over here, we do get an additional die. So now we are at 5. And then we have a new blue squares here, which we can re-roll 2 dice. And then we're just going to flip over the bow of Hercules to just aesthetically match up now that we have defeated the Hydra. Let's go ahead and reshuffle these in and see what we get next for our mood. Yeah, that was honestly the best mood we could have gotten. I mean, there was another mood that gives us 1 extra die for our turn, but for the Hydra, having the +1 was great. And it's all by chance. I mean, it could have easily have been a -1 die or that -1 we had in that last game. So next up here is going to be the Hide. And this one's also going to have 6 health. This one we need 2 of the same facing dice to be able to go ahead and deal damage. So we are going to lose 1 health, so I do not like that. I do not like that at all. Let's go ahead and roll with now our 5th die. All right, so we need 2 of the same facing. So we got 2 2s, and we got another 2 2s. Yay. There's nothing else I can really do here because I don't have enough dice to really matter. And there's no point of defending right now. So this 4 goes down to, or sorry, the 6 goes down to a 4. And then now on its turn, it heals 1. Now on its next turn, because the way the lightning goes, it goes on the left here, we do lose a die for the remainder of this labor. And this one's a little different. There's no death here for it. So it just kind of cycles back and forth, or not back and forth, in a circle. It circles in a circle. That was obviously redundant. Nothing else I can do with this 5th die, which is fine. We're going to lose it anyways, but we're going to attack twice. So this goes down to a 3. And then now its turn, we're going to go ahead and lose that die. Let's go. Big money, big money. All right, we got 2 1s. And then if we wanted to, I can turn the 6 into a 1. Or I can re-roll. So my best thing is going to say, I'm going to take this 6 into a 1. I pay the heart. And then I am going to go ahead and deal 2 damage. So it's going to go down from 3 to 1. And now it's on its turn, it's going to increase its health. So it's going to go back up to 2. I really want to defend myself here on my next turn if I can, or just defeat it because I'm going to take 2 health attacks and I don't want that. All right, so we got 2 1s and then we have a 4 and a 2. So I can either deal 1 damage and then defend, or I'm going to, actually, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and just re-roll both of these because mathematically it's not going to matter. Yeah, I'm just going to re-roll these. If I get a match, I could defeat it. And if worst case, I could just at least defend one of the attacks. Nice. I got 2 2s, so I got to go ahead and defeat it without having to take any more damage. All right, I'm feeling pretty good here. So this one, we increase our health by 3, so 1, 2, 3. Now we have a new ability. 2 4s together here is going to increase our divinity, which is this flame. It does need to be here at the very top in order to win the game. And we are still currently at 5 dice. And let's see what we're going to have coming up next for our mood. All right. Okay, so we're going to take 2 hits on our health there. And next up here is going to be the boar. Now the boar has 2 separate sections for its health. It has 2 3s. On the left, I need 2 dice to equal out a 3rd dice. And then on the right, I need the total of all the dice to equal 12 exactly. But I'm glad that we now are back to our 5 dice. Let's see what we got. All right. So we got some pretty low numbers. So we're most likely going to have to go on the left here because I can do 2 plus 3 is 5. So I can deal 1 damage here. And then I could defend, or I could do take a health damage and then I can increase my divinity, which will obviously be needed. Or I can just re-roll my die here without having to spend a heart. And I think I might do that for now because I don't want to lose more health. And if this doesn't become a 4 to do the divinity, I'll just go ahead and defend one of the attacks. If anything, I should probably even do that anyways because I'm going to get hit 3 times. All right, well, that worked out. I'm going to go ahead and just defend. I think so, yeah. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and defend that. So this is going to go down to a 2. And then I take 1, 2, 3 hits because that's 2 hearts on there. But I get to defend 1 of those 3 hits. So I only go down twice. And now we're back to re-roll. Or not re-rolling. We're back to our next roll. All right. I see this one right here. So 3 plus 1 is 4. So that'll take a hit there. And what I'm thinking here is we can start attacking this one, but the problem is it's going to heal on its next turn. So it would be redundant to lower its health to then it just increase. So we don't have to worry about that. I'm thinking maybe re-rolling again, because if we get the 2 4s, we can increase our divinity. Worst case, I can at least block the attack that's coming. I don't see any other thing I can do, again, because of the increase in its health. Nice. Okay, I got 2 6s. So I could just deal the damage. It's not going to do anything, so I might as well just defend. I don't want to take any more hits over here. So this is going to go down to a 1. That stays here. And then now we're going to get hit with 1 attack, and this is going to heal, but it's already at its max. And that 1 attack, I do get to defend, so I don't have to worry about it. Now, on the left side, on it, if I can't deal damage, On its next step here, I'm going to lose a die for the remainder of the labor. And if you've seen my other playthroughs, I do not like losing my die. So that's always our focus there. So we could do 5 plus 1 is 6. But before I spend it, I want to make sure if there's anything else I can do. Because if I can start now dealing damage to the right-hand side too, that's always going to be a good move as well. Because I can take this 1 into a 6. And that way that's 12. Just making some math in my head. I can re-roll these 2s just to see what I get. I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna roll these 2s. Nice. Okay, so I got 2 5s. So that has to be exactly 12. So I don't think there's gonna be anything else I can do because I want to guarantee that defense or that block. I don't need to block anything because there's nothing coming up. Although on the next turn for the one on the right, I can't defend for the following turn. So just something to keep in mind when you see that little line going across. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and take that out. And then this one's going to go 1 step forward. So nothing happens to me, but the next round I can't defend. So now we need to get to 12. Okay, so I could turn this 3 into a 6. And then I'll keep it here for a moment. So that would at least be 1 attack. And then what I'll do is I'll re-roll the 2s to see if I can get some higher numbers. Let's see what we get here. Oh, that one's a corner, so we'll go ahead and roll that one. Okay. So it just has to equal out exactly 12, and that is also, so that's 6, 10, 12. So I can attack this twice. So that's going to be great. So we're going to go down to a 1. And now on its turn, it does hit us twice because I can't defend it because I used up all my die. But I think that was worth it. And now we just need to hit it 1 time. Which, let's see here. We'll definitely be able to do, I could even do it with just these 3 dice without having to do any other things to it. I'm going to re-roll one of these dice to see if I can get a 4 and increase my divinity. Because again, we're going to need that at some point. Okay, so that was a 6. So I'm going to actually swap these out. I still have 1 spot here. So I'm going to re-roll my 1. I dropped it. It like rolled off the table. That was a 1. Terrible. I could give up a heart to drop this down to a 4, but at this point in the game, we are so low on health and I'm so scared. I am not going to do that. So we're just going to attack the monster. And we are going to go ahead and defeat it so it doesn't go anywhere else. And let's see what we get here. So we get 2 health. So we're going to go up just a little bit here. And now we're going to get an extra die. So now we're going to be at 6. And then we do have a new mood that goes in. This one covers up one of our rewards for that round. And then we do take out one of the other ones here, which is the -1 to all dice. So that one does come out. So it always stays at 9 moods. And I know for sure we're going to have to go with the one on the left here for these options. And we're going to have to heal. So we're going to take that healer. And we'll see how we do here. All right, so I am just really going through and shuffling this 9-card deck here. Let's see what our mood is. 1 less die. Lovely. We just got that extra die. Thanks a lot. Okay, so right over here, we have the stables, and they each have 5 on the sides here, but we need 1s in order to deal damage. Yikes, amundo. Okay. Let me actually go grab my other die. I'll be right back. All right, so that die was lonely on the floor, so I just wanted to make sure I picked it up. And yeah, we're supposed to be at 6, but we're down 1 because of our mood being battered. And let's go ahead and get started on this round. If we can, let's do some healing as well. Okay, so not looking super great with this first roll because we need 1s. So we could have obviously take this 6 into a 1. And then I might need to do some re-rolling here, but I can definitely heal. So we're going to work on that. And then I'm going to go ahead and rotate or re-roll these 2 over here. So Nice. Okay, so we got one. And I'm going to go off the one on the left side because that one does have the lose a die thing. And remember, we do not like that. I'm going to defend with this one here. And then we had to take a heart loss to turn that into a 1. So go down here. And then we're going to go ahead and heal twice. So 1, 2. So we're going to go here. So this is going to go from 5 down to 3. And then they're both going to go down one on their trackers. So it attacks twice, but we're going to go ahead and defend one of them. So we just go down one time. And now we roll for our next turn. Okay, so we got one attack here. These are not lovely rolls. So we could turn this 2 into a 1, so I'll keep it there for just a moment. The 3 can potentially turn into a 6 or whatever if I re-roll these ones. So the reason I would hold on to the 3 instead is because if I re-roll these ones, I can't manipulate them again. So if one of these turns into a 3, we can do some healing. If one of these turns into a 6, I could turn this 3 into a 6. And if they're lost, then I can at least do some defending because one of these is going to attack. So let's go ahead and re-roll these 2 dice. Okay. So that ended up being 2 6s. So they're just going to be the healing together. And then I'll block. And then this one I'll go ahead and convert. So we're going to go down 1 health. And then we're going to increase our health by 2. We're going to move this here. So we're going to go down from 3 to 1. And now on its turn, for the stables, it's going to go down and attack 1. We're going to defend that. And this one is going to increase its health back up by 1. And now we go again. We did get some 4s here to be able to increase our divinity, but there is on the tracker a -1 divinity, so there's no point of doing that. This 2 can be a 1. And then I think we're going to re-roll. So we'll keep the 3 aside, but technically these 2 4s can go ahead and heal. So actually I'm going to re-roll the 5 and the 3 here. Okay, we got another 1, so we can defeat, and then we're going to go ahead and defend because there is 1 attack coming. So 2 to a 1, go down in health. We're going to increase our health by 2, going up. And now we can do 2 damage on the one here on the left. And then this one is going to go and give us an attack, but we get to defend it. And then the other thing was to increase its health, but it's at max of 5 because that's its starting health. So we really got to start taking out the one on the right here because we've dealt no damage to it so far. Okay, so we could deal 1 damage. Let's see, we could deal another damage. I can turn this 3 into a 6 and do some healing. Or I can try to re-roll both the 5 and the 3. But let me roll with the 5 and see what we get. Nice, okay. So that was a 3. So what I think I'm going to do is, I haven't manipulated this 3 yet. I think I'm going to re-roll that one, and then I can turn this 6 into a 3. So hopefully that wasn't too confusing. So that way we have new opportunities to get another 1. I missed the I missed the tray, but it rolled and it was a 1. I'm going to play it there. Let's see. So the 6 turns into a 3. This 2 to a 1. We're going to go down on health. These 2 3s, we're going to go ahead and increase our health by 2. And then we're going to go ahead and attack this by 2. So it's going to go down to 3. And now on its turn, it's going to decrease the divinity, but it's already at the bottom, so we can't do anything. And on its next turn, it's not going to hurt us, but we can't defend on this following turn. Well, it's a lot of 3s. Okay. So we could do healing. Now increasing our divinity is not too shabby because of where we're at. So we're going to hold on to the 4 and re-roll the 2 3s. And hopefully we can get some 1s in this game. No. Okay. So I can't manipulate the 6 into a 1 because we used it for the dice roll. And this 4 I can't do anything else with. So we're going to might as well increase our divinity. There's no point of blocking either. So, okay. So no attack on that one. Dang. Okay. So we're going to increase our health by 2. 1, 2. And then we're going to increase our divinity by 1. Yay. Okay. And this one's going to go down 1 section here. And we gotta hurt this. Okay, there we go. So we got 1, 2, and then we could turn this one into a 1 if we needed to, but I'm going to re-roll the 3 and the 5. Let's see what we get. Nice. Okay, so I don't have to spend any heart on that one. Is there anything else I can do to try to heal? So I can't manipulate the dice anymore because this one is, I can only go up to a 3 or a 1, and that's not going to do anything because this is a 5. So I think we're just going to do the attack and we're good here. So we made it past the stables. Honestly, I was a little worried there because of one of our turns not being able to do anything with it. So we're going to heal 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. That's looking good there. And now we have to get rid of one of our rewards, but then we get to have a new one. This one, you put a dice in, and then you re-roll all the rest of them. And then this one here, you put a dice, and you could change one face to anything else you want. I always like the one on the left here. And I tend to swap it out with this one here. And I think that's where we're going to keep it. Maybe we do need to change it up a little bit. I just don't like putting a dice here and then not being able to use it anymore. I mean, there has been times where it has been advantageous for us to have something like this. Maybe we change it up a bit. Give me 1 second. Let me take this mood card while I'm thinking and get these starting to shuffle. Lose essentially a die. I do get my 6th one back, so that'll be good. So we'll have 6 to go off of. But stop using, not use a die for 1 turn to be able to change a number to anything else I want. I just like that reroll way better. I just like it way better. And honestly, getting this one here, I don't know what I would want to get rid of instead of that one. So I think I'm gonna stick to my guns here and get rid of the 2 rerolls and just do 1 dice to reroll all other dice that I would like. I'm gonna double triple check that real quick because that's how I've been playing it. It says place a dice here to reroll any dice. So I don't have to reroll all of them. I just get to reroll whichever ones I want. So let's see here. Our next mood, +1 die. Woo! Okay, so we're gonna be at 6 as our standard, and we have a 7th die. So we just have to remember at the end of this round to remove that. So this one here is going to be 4 cards for us. Beautiful artwork on here, as with all the other ones. So this one is going to have 3 sections. It's going to be 3 health, 4, 4, and 3 health. The outer ones can use a 6 or a 3 to deal damage, and the inner ones is a 6 and then a 3 on these sides. And you can see the trackers here are much shorter, and the one over here that I'm tapping on, that one has a tracker that says when the labor dice goes on here, all other labor dice move forward 1. So that's the last one we had to go after because that one won't move, but the other ones will. And if these ones on the outer edges are here, we lose the game instantly. So that's the route we have to take. We got to do it. We got to do it the right way. But that extra die is going to come so good, so in handy. Come in so in handy. I know words. It's going to come in real hand. Okay. So we're going to probably work on these outer ones. So we got 6 and 3. And then what else can we do? We could turn one of the ones or the 5 into a 6 and just defeat one of them. Or I can just re-roll all the rest. But again, you got to remember, if I choose to re-roll, that 1 die is being manipulated to be able to do the re-rolls. I can't use this to change anything else anymore. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to risk that for us. So that one, if best case, I can do divinity, maybe even do some healing. Worst case, I can just do some shield blocking. Okay. So we got a 3, so we can go ahead and defeat the one on the left. Now we have a 5, 5, and 1. I'm not thinking we need to heal. So we could take a 1 into a 6 and then start dealing damage to the one over here on the right. Then we can heal, and then we'll just not do anything with this last one here. So let's do this. Let's turn this 1 into a 6. Lose 1 health. And then we're going to increase our health by 2. 1, 2. Oh, this is going to defend, by the way. This one's going to lose all of its damage here, or health. I'm going to put this one here, so this is going to go down to 2. And that's everything I can do. So we're going to move these down. Next turn, I can't defend. Oh, that was supposed to be here. So this one's going to do 1 damage, 2 damage, but we get to block one of them. So we're just going to take 1 hit, and now we roll again. All right. Okay, so we can take that one out. And then we need to take the one over here out as well. So I'm actually going to take this 6 and move it over because this one can deal damage with a 3. And I can do some re-rolling. I think I'm going to do what I did last time as well. I'm going to re-roll the other ones and see what we get. Wow. Okay, that didn't really change much. So we're going to need to take out this other one here soon too. So I think we're going to go ahead and turn that into a 6. Is that going to be the best move? We can't defend this round because of this one over here. Dealing 2 damage is not bad, but there's no way for me to deal 3. That kind of scares me. Okay. So we're going to have to do 5 to 6. Take a heart damage. We're going to move this one over here. Okay, so this one's going to be out. This one's going to drop down to 2. And then they're going to take their turn. So this one is going to hit me twice. So 1, 2. This one, because of its icon here, is going to push this one forward 1. Yikes. All right. So we got to take that left one out. So we need 6s. So we have a 6. This one needs 3s. And then I can turn this 5 into a 1. I can heal with these ones here, and then I could just block on my next turn. So if I do this, I will need to hit this 2 more times. I'm trying to think if there's a better option here. Is there anything else I would want to do instead? Because this is going to be the 2 damage here. Can I hit it one more time? I can re-roll the 1s, right? I can put the 4 here and re-roll the 1s. And if I get 3s, I can deal the damage. If I get a 6, I can turn a 6 into a 3. You know what? I'm going to risk it for the biscuit. I'm going to go ahead and re-roll these 2. Okay. So that wasn't the best because I won't be able to heal, but I can increase my divinity now, and I will go ahead and defend. So I'll go ahead and spend a heart and increase that to a 6. And that one's going to go over here. Let's go ahead and increase our divinity by 1. And then this one is going to be out. This one's going to move forward. Oh, sorry. Actually, it's going to be 2 damage on it. And then it's going to move forward, hit me twice, but I get to defend one of them. And now we need to take that one out because we will lose if we cannot. So we need 2 3s. Big money, big money. Okay, so we got 1 here, and we got 2 here. Okay, so we will win, but now can we do some healing, which we can. I got 2 1s. We do have a 4, so let's see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my 4 here, because you could put things in a blue box and then go to a gold box afterwards. You just can't manipulate it anymore. So I'm going to re-roll the 2 and the 6, because if either one of those is a 4, we can increase our divinity one more time. Nice. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to heal twice. 1, 2. We're going to go ahead and increase our divinity by 1. And then this one is going to deal the 2 damage. And we defeat the buds. The buds. Okay. Let's see here. We got 2, 4, 6. And then our 7th die I'm taking out because that was part of our bonus here for that mood. So that was really good. I was a little nervous, I would say. A little nervous. I don't know if you guys heard it in my voice when we were playing this round because there was some intensity there. Okay. I'm going to double check to make sure everything is looking good on our camera here. Okay, so everything is looking good there. And let's go ahead and we're going to flip over the mood. Okay, so we lose 2 health. And this one, we gain 3 health. 1, 2, 3. Go up 1 on the divinity. And now we will permanently get a 7th die. So I'm keeping track over here on this side. And then our powers are any dice, we heal 1. 5, we do 2 defense. We could turn any dice to whatever face, and then an odd to an even or an even to an odd. I mean, 1 heal with only 1 die on anything is definitely better than 2 dice to 2 heal. And then a 5 to be able to block 2 is pretty good, but I had to be a 5 for it. And I really like turning any dice into whatever I want. Because right now having these 2 is going to not be great, but there are going to be additional times that it's going to have us remove rewards or even block rewards from our mood. And if that shows up and I can block one of these while our health might be in peril, that might be good. I just worry that this is going to be missed out on. I'm just trying to think how I want to do this. To not need 2 to heal is going to be nice. So there's been a common reward that I pick through most of these playthroughs, to be honest, right? And I'm just trying to think of like maybe I just go with other options that are different and see how the play out is going to be here. So I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to keep the 1 dice any, and I can heal, because eventually if I can get rid of this 2 dice to 2 heal, I think I'll be fine. Okay, so next up is going to be the Bull. This one requires 2 6 die. And we're going to go here. And there's 2 different paths we could choose, so we get to decide which way it goes. So this one needs a 3 plus something else to be equal to or less than the total there. So, okay. Let me make sure I have all 7 dice. So we got 2, 4, 6, 7. Okay. Put that back on there. Okay, so we got a couple 3s. So we always need the 3s to be able to do this. These are, oh man, these are great. So 3, I guess not that great, because 3 plus 1 is 4. And I only have 2s left. And it has to only be 1 die, right? Let me double check that it's only 1 die that I can do that with. So 2 dice added together must be equal to another single die. Yeah, 2 dice added must be equal to another single die. Cool. I mean, that's great. So I can put this one here and re-roll these 2, but this die will become useless. But there's nothing else I can do. I mean, I could turn one of the 3s into a 6, and then maybe if that works out. But let me just re-roll these 2 dice. This is going to be the best option here. Okay, so not great again. I guess I could do a 1 plus 2, or 3 plus 2 is 5. And then, man, that other power to be able to change 1 face would have been real handy right now. Because I'm thinking if I can't do anything else, let me just double check. Because I can increase this 1 into a 6, but 3 plus 1 is 4, so that wouldn't work. Okay, so I think I'm just going to go do some healing. So we're going to heal with these 2, and then I could technically either heal or defend. It's going to equal out the same. So I'm going to just do 1 damage for this. So it's going to go down to a 5 on that first die. And then I'm going to go ahead and heal twice. 1, 2. And then on its turn, I'm going to go ahead and defend that 1 attack. Okay. Didn't like that. I want to attack it multiple times each turn. So that was a 4. Okay, so we got 3 plus 1 is 4. And then, let's see, 3 plus something else. I could turn this 6 into a 1, and then 3 plus 1 is 4 again. And I'm definitely going to do that. I don't want to risk it. Because I could re-roll. Yeah, I don't want to risk it. So 3 plus 1 is 4, and then I'm going to go ahead and just do 1 heal. So that's now coming in handy to be able to do that. And then this goes from 5 down to 3. And then now on its turn, it goes back up to 4. Lovely. Okay. Man, this is a tough one because it takes up so many die to be able to do that. Okay. So we got some 3s, so that's good. So 3 plus 1, 3 plus 1. So this one's 4. And then I could just take one of these into... Man, the fact that I had to spend a heart to be able to do this. It's going to be 1 down. And then I could increase my health or block, but it's going to do the same. So I'm just going to block. And then this is 3 plus 1 is 4 twice. So that's going to go from 4 down to 2 on this first die. And then I'm going to get hit 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. And then we roll again. Now, on the tracker here, I can either go down or to the right. And I'm definitely going to go to the right because going down, I lose a die. And this is already tough enough with all my die. Oh my gosh, this got moved way too far. Shoot. I think it was over here. Hopefully that was the case. Okay, so let's see, we have a 3 plus 1 is 4. We could turn the 6 into a 3. And then it could be 3 plus 2 is 5. Okay, that looks good. And then we can go ahead and heal. So this is coming in handy over here for that healing. So we're going to take out that die. And then here, it says that it heals. Let me double check. Because on the rulebook, it does talk a little bit about the bull here, but it doesn't say that it goes back up. But I think it does, right? So the 1 will still show back up here. So it's still at 7 because that's its max. It's not per facing die, I'm guessing. And I could be wrong because it does 1 heal. And if I took out that other die, I don't know how that works. But the way I'm playing it is because it's healing, I'm bringing back 1 of the die to indicate that extra 1 health. Okay. These are not great, but I can turn this 6. Oops. It was a 6 into a 3. So 3 plus 1 is 4. And then, let's see. I could turn this 2 into a 3 by giving up a heart. So then 2 plus 3 is 5. And then I can just do 1 heal or 1 block. It's going to equal out the same thing for us here. So we're going to go down to 2 attacks there. So that's going to drop this down to a 5. And now it's on its turn, it's going to attack twice, but I'm defending 1. So it's just going to go down 1. Ooh, okay. Getting a little nervous here. Let's see. Okay, 3 plus 1 is 4. And then, yikes, I do not like these dice. I'm going to have to reroll 2 of them. But I think I should reroll the 5 and the 1. Because this I can turn into a 2 if I absolutely needed to. And that's already a 1. But the 5 would make it easy if it was a 3 plus 2. But I can't manipulate that die into a 2 again. Ooh, okay. We're going to do the 5 and the 1. Okay, so I can turn this one into a 3. So 3 plus 1 is 4. And then I can go ahead and heal 1 time. All right, so it's going to go from 5 to 3. Now, on its turn, my divinity does go down 1. Boo. Boo. Okay. Let's see what we get. Oh, I didn't see any 3s. So we're going to have to take the 6 into a 3. And then 3 plus 2 is going to be 5. I'm leaving that there for now just so I remember. And then I could turn this 2 into a 3. So then it would be 2 plus 3 is 5. Okay, so let's do that. So gotta give up a heart. I could do that twice, and then I'm gonna go ahead and just defend 1 of those attacks. So this is gonna drop down to a 1. I am definitely feeling better. So on its turn, it's gonna attack twice, but I get 1 on the defense. And now I just need to deal 1 damage. And I got technically 2 turns to do it. Okay. Oh, nice. So 3 plus 1 is 4. So I can give that last damage, or I can try to play around with this a little bit more. I don't know how much I want to risk it. The other thing I could do, here is I could turn this 3 into a 6, and I could do 3 plus 3 is 6. And I could take this 4 and then add that +1. So this is a 4, so I can increase my divinity, and then I can heal. And I think that's going to be a much better move. Yeah. Well, I actually have one more. Hold up. Wait a minute. Is there going to be a better path to take? No, that's going to be the same. Okay, so I'm going to turn this into a 6. So that goes here. So 3 plus 3 is 6. So that's going to defeat the monster. I'm going to spend 1 heart to turn this into a 4. So those are going to go together here. I'm going to go ahead and heal 1. Whoop. And then I'm going to go ahead and increase my divinity by 1 as well. And then we're going to go ahead and defeat. Ooh. That was an intense one, to be honest. Yay, we got another dice here. So we are going to be 2, 4, 6, 8. So let me just keep my tracker up on the side over here, because it's actually kind of easy to lose track of how many dice you're supposed to have, especially when the like -1 or the +1 comes in from the mood. So this one says I do have to remove a reward, but this one now I can have a plus or -1 on 1 die without having to give up any health. And then this one here, I can do a +1 to 2 dice, which are both pretty good. So now that I have this 1 heart heal for 1 die, I don't need the regret one as much, the one that has 2 of the same facing to heal. So I think I'm going to take that one out for sure. But I'm trying to think, which one do I want to use? Because now I am playing quite differently than previous games as far as some of these rewards. If I do the +/-1, I'll also still have the one from the heart, the one I had to give up a heart with on the bow of Hercules. So that gives me better odds to do things that I need to do. The +1s are not always great, right? There's some, you saw like this last round, I needed low numbers to make it work. But sometimes that, yikes. You know what? I'm playing a little differently. I'm going to do 2 +1s on this one. Let's see what we get. All right, so our next mood. Why does it feel like every time we get a new die, we had to temporarily lose it? Not cool. Not cool. Okay. These ones have a 1, 2, 3 on the left side with a 6 heart or 6 health. And then this one also is 1, 2, 3, but it's on the other side over here. So these might still come in handy even with low numbers, because if we get a couple 1s and 2s but needed 3s, that can help us. Okay, so let's get started here. Okay, so we got a 1, another 1. So let's see if we can do this twice over. I'm just curious. Oh, this is going to be a little tough. Okay, so what I can do is I can put one of the... Do I want to do a 1? Yeah, I can put one of the 1s here and re-roll the 5s and the 6. Yeah, because if I get other low numbers here, I can do the +1s on them. That's not great. Not great at all. Okay, so that one I can't move again. So I can turn this 3 into a 1, or sorry, a 3 into a 2. Dang, I'm only going to be able to do 1 damage. Is that for real? Well, technically I can turn this 1 into, or 6 into a 1 with this +1. Or no, is that the, it's maybe only the ± that allows me to do this 6 into a 1 and vice versa. I'm just double checking, because I know I could do it with the ±, but if it's just the plus, maybe that's when I can't do it. I think that might be the case. I haven't ran into this. So let's see. Where else can I find that? Yeah, I think that +1 is only going to work. Or going from a 6 to a 1 and a 1 to a 6 is only going to play out with the ± and not the other ones. Give me one more second. Okay, so I see here in the rules, and anyone can correct me if I am incorrect, but it only specifically says a 6 can become a 1 and a 1 can become a 6 with this action, which is the +-1 with the heart. It actually doesn't even say that with the regular +-1 without the heart. So I'm going to play it as this unless I'm being told otherwise. And if you do find it, let me know with any kind of, resource on there. Okay, where were we? So we're going to turn this 3 into a 2 by giving up a heart. We can definitely defend and we can heal, which will kind of protect us a little bit. But before I do that, let's see, that one's going to go here. I just need to make sure. So when I put it in the box, that means I already did the action. So wait, did I already do the 6 heart? No, I don't think I did. So I've got to keep it out there. Man, there's not a lot else I can do. Okay, so let me heal. And then I'm going to deal 1 damage. It feels like that's not anything. So that's not a good round. So these are going to go here. It's going to heal itself, but it's a max of 6. Here, it's going to give me 3 damage, but I do block 1, so it goes down twice. And now let's go ahead and roll again. Okay, we got 1, 2. We got 2. I'm going to do it this way just so we can see it a little bit nicer. I could turn this 6 into a 3. So we have 1, 2, 3. Man, that one face thing is starting to bite me in the butt to not have picked it. So I can deal 1 damage from these ones. Maybe I re-roll these. But what I'll do is I'll re-roll using my 2. And I'll just re-roll these 3 here. Okay, so there's a 2. And then there's another 2 here. So this one I might end up doing a +1 on that one. If it matters. Does it? No. No, that's not going to matter. Because I don't have a way to get to a 1 right now. Man, these are not looking good for me. These are not looking good. Okay, so are we really only going to attack 1 time? I'm just taking a little bit of time just to make sure there's nothing else I can do. Because I'm trying to think of this can go to a 3, but that's not going to matter because of that. Dang it. Okay. I do not like this. These rolls have been really bad. I'm going to have to defend and I'm going to have to heal. So I'm going to keep that up there. I'll put this up so I can defend. Ouch. Yeah, just double checking. Okay, so let's go ahead and do 1 heal. And then I'm going to take this down from 5 to 4. I'm going to go ahead and move twice. And then I'm going to go ahead and defend 1. So I'm going to go ahead and block 1 of those 2 attacks. Oh, I'm not feeling it right now. We got this, though. Come on. Rally, team. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3. So there's 1 attack. It is going to heal on its next turn. I do not like that. We got a 1, 2. Okay. So I can't increase this to a 6 and then manipulate it again because it's a 1-time manipulation. I think I might take one of these here and re-roll these 2 dice. Nice. Okay, that's exactly what we needed. There we go. There we go. So I can at least deal 2 damage to it, and I'm going to go ahead and heal 1. So this +1 heal has been coming in handy. I will say that. So that was a good move. So it's going to go 4 down to 2, and now it's going to move. This is going to heal, but it's already at max. This one is going to go here and heal 1, so it's going to go to 3. Man, we were doing so good. On its next turn, we're going to lose 2 dice. I don't even know. I don't even know. Because there's no way for us to be able to hit 3 times. Ugh, okay. So we got 1, 2. Get out of here. I got. We need a 2. So I think I'm going to go ahead and re-roll these 5s. Okay, there we go. Right? Is that what I needed? Nope, I needed a 2. I can put this one here, and then I'm going to heal. I'll put that up there. Okay, so I'm going to take this 3 down to a 2. So I'll go down 1. I'm going to go ahead and heal, so that kind of breaks even. And then I can attack twice. So this is going to go down to 1. And then they're going to move, and I'm going to lose 2 dice. I don't even know how this is going to play out. Team, I think we lost. But we're going to keep playing. We're going to keep playing. We're going to try our mightiest. Our mightiest. Okay, so might as well defend and heal. And then I'm going to go ahead and turn that 6 into a 1. I think that's going to be our best move here. So 6 to a 1. That's going to take 1 health. I'm going to go ahead and heal 1. And then that's going to be 1, 2, 3. So I take this one out. And then this one goes down here. It attacks, but I get to defend it. So we're good there. Is this even possible? 1, 2, 3. And that's 4. I can only attack it once per turn. I don't even think we can win. I think we lost. Because, yeah, even if I 5, 4, 3, 2. Right? I can't win anymore. Losing the 2 dice here took me out. I mean, I could just play the part here. Oops, I was supposed to go to 1. Goes down. I'm going to heal. And then take this down to a 5. I'm going to lose honorably here. And then that's going to attack twice, but I only lose 1 health. I'm going to lose honorably. I'm going to go out fighting. Oh, look, now I'm getting 1, 2, 3s without having to do anything. How lovely. Heal 5 to 4. It attacks, but I get to defend. Oh. Let's see. Got a 1. Get this 6 into a 3. And then this one, I'm going to just reroll these 3 dice. I'm going to go down 1, and then I'm going to heal 1. So let's heal, and then go back down 1, because I'm going to turn this into a 2. I got 1, 2, 3. So this goes down from 4 to 3. And then we lose 1 divinity. Ugh. I mean, we saw the writing on the wall there. But nonetheless. All right, so we're going to take this 2 and turn it into a 3. That's the, let's see, you know what? Just because I'm going to go ahead and heal 1, just for funsies. So that's going to drop it down to 2. And now it's its turn. And there we go. Story she wrote. That was the 8th labor. Is this the furthest we got in all of our playthroughs? I'm not sure. I actually don't remember, but this was not the most brutal loss, but definitely the starting off with 1 less die and then both of these hitting. I couldn't get the one on the left side here out soon enough for the yellow labor die to get taken away. And it hurt us. Because, right, if we had at least 1 extra die, it would be 6 die, which means we can at least potentially attack twice. But with that 5 die, we can only ever mathematically attack it 1 time every turn. And so that took us over here down to the end. But glorious in our battle. We fought to the very end. Even though we saw the writing on the wall, we still went for it. So we lost honorably. And I hope you enjoyed this playthrough here with me. Make sure you are subscribed to follow along when I release additional playthroughs, because we're going to get through this game one day. I don't care if it takes 20 playthroughs. I am enjoying this game so freaking much. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe. Let me know in the comments, did you get it right on how far you think we were going to get and how we were going to lose, whether it's by the death on the tracker, by the mood cards, or, you know, just by my sheer dumb luck of dying in this game somehow, maybe with my actual death tracker. So yeah, let me know in those comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys as well. I'm having a blast, so you should see technically our 5th playthrough hopefully sometime soon as well. Oh, and also too, I'm going to go ahead and place our next video over here on screen so you can go ahead and check it out. Hopefully it's the next playthrough or just any of the previous ones as well, if you want to see how we ended up with those gameplays.